Today's project started with removing a tree next to the stairs leading up to our deck. This deck is totally dying to be demolished. And because my husband didn't want to just chop down the tree, he was determined to actually move it and place it somewhere else instead. The plan was to use the backhoe on our tractor to carefully dig around the tree and hopefully get enough of the root system out that we could replant it somewhere else without killing it. Instead, we completely killed the sprinkler system that we didn't know was there. So this sounds simple enough, right? Well, this is our house, so obviously it wasn't going to be that simple. My husband started carefully digging around the tree, trying to loosen the soil without completely destroying the roots. And that's when we discovered something we definitely weren't expecting. Apparently, the original owners had run part of their sprinkler system underground right beside the tree, and we discovered exactly where it was by digging it up and snapping the PVC pipe. So I guess that's one way to find a sprinkler line. At least now we know where it is. And because every good DIY project needs an unexpected animal appearance, we also managed to displace this big frog who apparently thought this was still his quiet little home. Sorry, buddy, we're doing construction today. Once we had the tree loosened up, my husband used the backhoe to carefully lift it, while I pulled the broken PVC pipe out from underneath the roots. That's when we realized the end of the pipe was completely crushed, so it's not even something we can just glue back together. We'll have to cut it back and install a PVC repair coupling to extend and reconnect the line. But to be fair, I'm not even sure that thing works, so at this point, we thought we were in the clear. Nothing else seemed out of the ordinary as we finished up the lift and got ready to move the tree. Though I had already spotted the poison oak climbing up the trunk, I don't think my husband had noticed it yet. And I'm pretty sure he didn't hear me when I told him about it, which is valid because he does have a hearing profile from the military. But we carefully loaded up the tree and headed over to its new spot, hoping we were finally past the surprises and could just focus on getting it planted. My husband had already dug the new hole, so once we got there, he positioned the tree over it. Then came the part where we had to actually get this thing into the ground. He had to make sure that all of the longer roots knew where to go, so he carefully positioned them in the hole first. And while he was crouched down working everything into place, he noticed something else tangled up in the backhoe with the roots. The actual mechanism from the sprinkler system we had just uncovered earlier. And now it was time to finally drop the tree into its new home. Boom, there it is. My husband decided to give this tree the best chance that we could, so that meant we needed some compost from our old compost pile. And yes, we used the backhoe to move it, because once you have a tractor, everything starts looking like a job for the tractor. We added the compost into the hole, and while we were working, my husband pulled the tree upright since it was still leaning, so we could prop it straight and pack the compost all the way around the roots. Of course, he had to jiggle it a little bit so that it could make sure that it was straight. And that's when, as he came around the other side, he discovered a vine of poison oak wrapped around the tree and pulled it out right there on the spot. Hopefully we got all of it, because I would really like to finish this project without spending the next few days wondering why everything suddenly itches. Then we used the backhoe to put the dirt back around the tree, slowly filling in the hole and getting it secured in its new location. And once we had it where we wanted it, was time for the most important part, water. Lots and lots of water. We gave her a really good drink and some food, and now we're just going to have to wait and see how she does. If you haven't already, follow along with TloTribe DIY Adventures to see what we're building, fixing, planting, and probably breaking too. Around here, we don't just make projects, we make memories along the way.